Okay, smile. Yay. Here's my audience. 5 people. Not family. There you go.
We're not family now?
Not my actual family.
Not biological.
Okay, informative speech. Imagine you are lost in the woods. You hear something and then see a snake. You see a snake slithering. Should you mess with it? Snakes are one of the many wonders of the world. There's always the question of which ones to trust or not. There are many things to learn about snakes. In my opinion, the most important thing is knowing whether they are venomous or not. The two most presenting ways would be the shape of their eyes, the body characteristics, but then there's the realization that there is a difference between poisonous and venomous snakes. With this knowledge, you and your family members can stay safe. Have you ever saw a snake's pupils pointy like a feisty cat? If you have, I hope you did not come in contact. This can be a dead giveaway that a snake is venomous, although not all venomous snakes have this pupil shape. In the U.S., we are lucky because we have 4 venomous snakes, which are rattlesnakes, coral snakes, copperhead, water moccasin, and another known name is the cottonmouth. 3 out of 4 follow this eye rule, while 1 does not. The one exception, Brian Green from braingreen.net says, the coral snake is the only venomous snake in the U.S. to have circular pupils. This eye identification tip can vary according to theydiffer.com and the article Difference Between Venomous and Non-Venomous Snakes. Snakes depending on the time of the day. Snakes depending on their pupils during the time of the day, because in the dark the pupils may be wider compared to the daylight. Remember, at night the pupils have to take in more light, which means they have to open wider to be able to see. The eyes are one of the easiest things to see when you're hiking or in your backyard, rather than the other tip I have. The second easiest way is looking at basic characteristics of the body, head, and actions of the snake. Most people may want to run or not want to look, but if you're curious like me, you will want to know for sure what you're dealing with. The hardest way would probably be looking at the underneath of a snake. Past the anal scale, which is at the end of the tail, there is a difference in scale pattern. On venomous snakes, there is one solid line across in the width of the body, where on non-venomous, there is a checkered type scaling after the end of the tail. A head shape is another identifier. It can vary depending on the snake, but most venomous snakes either have a triangle or diamond head shape, while non-venomous snakes have a rounded off or oval type of a head. According to snakebuddies.net, rattlesnakes are very diverse. They can range in size, habitat, color, and pattern. The best identifier is the rattler, although some snakes can mimic this sound. If you were to hear the rattle, don't mess with it. Rattlesnakes are very short-tempered and will strike. Most venomous snakes also float on top of the water. They inflate their lungs, which allows them to look like they're floating, where non-venomous snakes submerge. If you ever see a snake swimming and it's not submerged, I wouldn't suggest messing with it. Some species of venomous snakes have pits by their nose, which are heat sensors. They are easy to see from a distance and are generally by the nasal openings. Have you ever been confused by the terms poisonous and venomous? A lot of people have misinterpreted the words, including myself. Often you hear people calling snakes poisonous. An article called Poisonous Snakes by Moment of Science staff have a factual blog about how most snakes are actually venomous, not poisonous. Poisonous is often the term used to describe snakes. The true meaning of poisonous is something that is toxic or harmful when you eat or touch it, where venomous is where an animal injects toxins into its prey. With this information, you can better benefit and understand the differences in between venomous and poisonous. With all the wonders in the world, there's snakes. Snakes are unique and some gentle, while others are harmful. Characteristics are key to seeing which snakes are venomous and which are not. There are so many things to learn about to know the signs of venomous snakes and be able to understand the venomous and poisonous are not the same. Most people do not take the dangers of snakes into consideration. I hope this helps not only for survival, but keeping your family and friends safe. It's important for people to be educated about venomous snakes, especially with young children and pets. The end.